just wanna talk to you, baby. Oh, what have I been doing for all my life? What have I been doing for all my life? I will rock with you, yeah, for all my life. What have I been doing for all my life? I will rock with you, I will die with you, I will rock with you, hey. Take hold of me, and I'll lay right in front of me, over my shoulder. Take hold of me.
Well, hey everybody, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us. Gosh, it's Monday.
Yes, still Monday.
It's been a long day. We are so excited to be here. We are going to be talking tonight a little bit about Swinkation. We're joined with our friend Lazarus Redmayne of theduchy.com, who's going to be talking a little bit about what he's going to be doing. Lazarus will be joining us at Swinkation. So we thought we would come on YouTube and share with you guys a little bit about what Swinkation is, how it all runs, kind of what a day at Swinkation will look like, and some of the events and things that we do, and then to answer any of your questions that you might have. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We will answer them as they come in, as we see them. We will also, if you're not watching this live, you can put your questions in the comments below. We will also put our social media and how to reach us in the comments below as well. So if you can have any questions and you want to send us an email or things like that, more than welcome to do that. We know that there's a lot that goes on at Swinkation, and if you've never been to an event like this, or you've never been to Hedonism before, you may have some other questions. So please feel free to reach out to us about those things. But we're going to try and kind of cover it tonight and give you the Reader's Digest version of what Swinkation is.
You just dated both of us.
I know, and I just realized that too. So if you all know what Reader's Digest is, that ought to tell you how old I am. Lazarus is laughing.
Cut that out and just trim that before you post.
Nope, there's no do-overs on a live stream. So that's the downside. Yep. Reader's Digest. But anyway, so Swinkation. Swinkation is our event that we're hosting at Hedonism, and it's October 11th through 18th of this year. And Swinkation is a little bit different than just your average trip at Hedonism. So first off, I want to talk a little bit about the resort. So Hedonism 2 is the resort in Negril, Jamaica, and they are very kink and sex positive and friendly and open. They actually do not consider themselves a swingers resort. They are a hedonist resort. So hedonists love pleasure. They love seeking pleasure. And that could mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And hedonism is just an amazing space and place that really allows you to explore and be open and enjoy the environment and the people that are there with you. It is set obviously in Jamaica, but it is very tropical. It is right on the beach, and it's an all-inclusive resort. So it actually is right next door. This is one of my top tips. If you're coming to Hedo and you don't want to tell your family you're going to a hedonistic resort in Jamaica, it is literally right next door to Sandals and Negril. And so you tell people you're going to Sandals, you run over there, you take some pictures. You could even take a tank top and change into one and the other and be like, oh, whole totally different day. And you take your pictures and then you send them to your family, and then you never have to go back because you spend your time at Hedonism. So that's a trick that Pro tip, yes. And so if you have friends that have ever been to Sandals in Jamaica, you may want to ask them a little bit more about that trip. I don't know. But anyways, it is an all-inclusive resort. So everything is included for your price when you come to Swinkation. The only thing that's not covered is your airfare, but it's all-inclusive. So you have all your food, all your drink, your activities, and the things that make Swinkation a little bit different. So we are above and beyond just what's going on at Hedo at that time. So with our event, we are a group. We do things together. We do some extra added things. We have some education. We have some excursions that we go on, and we do all that as a group as part of what the Swinkation is. Am I missing anything on the Hedo portion?
No, I don't think so.
We talk a little bit more about it as we go, but
we'll talk about some of the offerings that they have and the amenities.
Yes. And so, so for Swinkation for itself, like I said, the event is from the 11th to the 18th. And what we do is we have every day there's some type of educational offering that we have. And we have amazing presenters like Lazarus Lazarus and Kjira Blue will be with us teaching our rope classes for this event. We have other presenters as well. We will be there teaching. We do a lot of stuff on communication and relationships. We also have the Miami Swings podcasters that will be joining us. They talk a lot about hot wifing and that dynamic and couples that enjoy that dynamic and what that looks like for them. We have also Dr. Bing Parkinson is going to be with us, and he does an amazing presentation on men's health and libido, and he'll be doing one this year on women's health and libido as well. So talking about all these things as our bodies and changing and getting a little bit older maybe, that he has some amazing tips and tricks to help us navigate these waters, and he has a lot of hacks and cheats to help you extend your virality, maybe that's a better word. But he's an amazing person, and they are just great. He and his wife come and do these presentations for us, and they are life-changing for a lot of people a lot of times. We will also have Dr. Stephanie. She is a clinical sexologist, and she is going to be talking a lot about relationships. She talks about relationships in open relationships. She talks about jealousy. We also do some workshops about pleasuring your partner, how to pleasure your partner. And the amazing thing, if you're familiar with Dr. Stephanie, if you've gone on any of the Bliss cruises, the swingers cruises, she is usually on the Bliss cruises, and her sessions sell out. And she also offers paid sessions that those sell out. At Swinkation, it's all included for you. So she does her sessions for us, and they're included. So I just want to point that out as well. And we have also, am I missing something? Yes, Chasing Corinthia.
Yes.
She is going to be doing some erotic and dance and movement.
Yes.
Couples-centric kind of movement stuff to work with your partner. And am I missing somebody?
Well, I wanted to talk about the name of the event and what the overall theme of it is.
Yes, please do.
So Swinkation, Swinkation was created by Swinky Life. T-shirt here. And we got together with the singular goal, really, of trying to help swingers and kinksters come together. We all enjoy lots of activities in both camps, and we navigate those waters well because we've been doing it a long time. But we've learned that swingers and kinksters don't always play nice together. And the primary reason for that is they have very different rules around some important things. And so we've created some classes to help understand those differences. And our whole goal has always been to help somebody cross from one side to the other, no matter which side you're currently on. And so Swinkation was created as a way to pull a small group of people. It's an intimate event together. So hopefully by Tuesday or so, you know everybody personally already. And the whole goal is to create a context, create an environment that's safe, not intimidating, inviting, and allow you to ask people who do something you might be curious about, not only how they do it, but why. What does that bring to you? How does this enrich your relationship? And so this is the overall goal of everything we're trying to do over the week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Yes. And so, and kind of adding on to that a little bit, the way that we approach that is we bring in a lot of folks in these different areas, education, to really talk about things that are from the very basic beginner to even like, I'm really even not sure what that is. How do we even approach this dynamic, or how do we approach this type of play? Or if you're not used to the kink side of things, so how does that work? What does this look like? What do I have to do? So we spend a lot of time kind of helping, as Phoenix said, folks bridge that gap, answering those questions and finding ways and paths that might work for you in some of the areas that you want to explore. So we do bring in a lot of presenters, and we just listed several of them. And tonight we have with us Lazarus Redmayne from thedutchy.com. I first came to be aware of the Dutchy and Lazarus when I first started in rope. It was the very first rope site I went to. I still use it quite a bit. And so he's going to be taking care of the rope stuff, but he's also going to do some other stuff for us. So Lazarus, please tell us what you're going to be bringing to the Swinkation this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much. I appreciate the offer to come to Swinkation and to speak with you tonight here. So one of the things that we want to do is to help people get launched on their rope journey if they're brand new, because we do find that people come to this event Sometimes they're coming from the swinger side and they know very little about kink. Sometimes they're coming from the kink side. They know very little about the swingers world. And sometimes they don't know anything about either one. And they're just diving in with both feet. And trying to just, experience and learn everything. So we want to make sure that people have a firm foundation to start with. So we're going to have a class on like BDSM 101. This is what it is. This is why people like to do it. Here's a formula or a framework for having success with a BDSM encounter. And then here's sort of a smorgasbord or a tasting of the various kinds of things that people might be into and some of the reasons they might want to try it. And then moving from BDSM and sort of that foundational work, now we're going to get into rope. And we'll start with foundations in rope as well. We'll start with discussing why you might want one kind of rope versus another one. We'll talk about fundamental knots that are used to create simple kinds of ties and how the same ideas you use for a simple tie, like a wrist tie, can then be used to start creating different kinds of harnesses. And then how you can combine all of these things to make really cool, either fun, flirty, interesting, impactful, intimate scenes using rope as a tool. From there, we then go through a series of classes over the course of the week, building different skills. For example, not only do tops need to build their rope skills, but bottoms who want to be in rope, that's an active skill as well. And you can become better and better at it as you develop certain kinds of core understandings of how you work and how rope normally works, so that you can advocate for yourself better. We'll have a class on how to communicate with your partner during a scene when rope is one of the tools you have to use. We'll dive into how the theory of chest harnesses and what they do, how they work, how you can tell when one harness might work well for suspensions, when might not work well, and then also dig into like beautiful rope. There's a lot of stuff that you see online these days where people are simply practicing rope as an art form. Sometimes they use it as sort of a meditation. They do it on themselves, they do it on somebody else, but they're just creating art. They're not really restraining somebody, but they're making something beautiful. And we'll talk about various ways to do that as well. And we're going to be guided by the people that are there. We have a general idea of what we want to do, a general framework, but if everybody shows up to the foundations class and I find that every one of them has 5 years of rope, I'm probably going to skip a few things and jump into the next bit. So we'll be guided by who shows up, but we do have these ideas that we think will be very powerful. And one of the things that's on the schedule is time around sunset, where they'll carve out some space on the beach. They have some trees there, and we'll have an opportunity to work together to try to create some really beautiful kinds of moments for people to practice their photography as well as their art. So it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah. We're really excited and we are so thrilled that you and Blue will be able to join us, Lazarus. We are just thrilled. I will be in every single one of your classes, by the way, just letting you know. So save me a seat. So, but yes, and that is an example of what we were doing. So I wanted to take a minute to really kind of walk through what a day looks like at Swinkation. How things go. Again, it's an all-inclusive resort, so you don't really ever have to leave the property if you don't want to. The one thing I will say, first off, we always say Swinkation is a choose your own adventure type of vacation. It's your vacation. We want you to do what you want to do. We have all these events. We have all these connection times. We have these little group things that we do. We have the social times that we spend together. Those are all there for you, but you don't have to do them. You can pick and choose what you would like to do. So we try to have a lot of different things. You're paying for an extra, you're paying for these extra pieces, parts, for the education, for the things on top of your trip to Hedo. And so we want to make sure that you get all the value that you want, but we don't want you to be someplace that you'd rather just sit on the beach and read a book. So I just wanted to put that out there. It is totally up to you. It's your adventure. So a typical day at Hedo, for me anyways, looks like we get up relatively early, not too early, but relatively early. But breakfast again is all included. So yay, I don't have to cook a thing, and I just stroll down there and the ladies bring me my coffee and it's just fabulously wonderful. And so we'll have breakfast, and then in the morning, there's usually some type of education. We'll have a workshop or something planned for the morning after breakfast.
We all sit together at breakfast.
We do, yeah, and we, as Phoenix was just saying, we try to always get tables together and have just a big group of folks eating together. Make space for everybody. We try to always do that. A lot of times we'll end up with 2 or 3 tables to kind of gather, depending on who's coming down for lunch or dinner or whatever it is. But yeah, so we always try to do that as well. So in the like I said, in the morning after breakfast, we'll try to have some kind of education or some kind of time to spend together. At lunchtime, we will almost always just let you guys know when we are planning lunch, because we love to have people join us. Same type of thing. Just love to have meals together with folks. In the afternoon, we do the same. There's usually some type of an education component. And then there's almost always some type of a resort activity also going on. So we keep that in mind as well. So like, I think it's Wednesday is the foam party or something. And we love the foam party. So we want to go to the foam party. So we kind of look at that when we're creating the schedule as well. So there's opportunities to do the things that the resort offers as well. And then we do little things like the sunset pictures. Every night that we aren't doing, if we're not at an excursion, there's one night we do an excursion. I'll tell you about that, the sunset cruise. But not everybody goes on that. So we still have the sunset pictures every single night that we just put it on the schedule, to let people know that we're going to be down there. Someone's going to be down there at the beach, most likely taking sunset pictures. It's a very popular thing. And at that time of year, those sunsets are gorgeous. And so it is, it's amazing. Go look on the Instagram page for Concations and you'll see some of the amazing pictures. It's beautiful. So we have that going on as well. And then in the evenings, we'll do dinner. And even though the resort is all inclusive, there's the kind of their grand ballroom area. And then they have 3 or 4 different little restaurants also on property that are included. So they have a hibachi restaurant, they have a pasta restaurant, they have a steakhouse, and maybe I think that's it. So maybe the 3. Oh, they have a piano bar.
Did you talk about the Italian?
Pasta. Yeah.
Oh,
pasta.
yep.
Yeah. Pasta. And so you could even do that. And a lot of our groups will make reservations together. Say that a couple other couples want to all get together and they just want to go have a dinner together, 6 or 8 of them. Totally fine to do that as well. So there's that opportunity as well. And then in the evenings for us, one of the things that we do for Swinkation is with our group is we will normally set up a tent. We call it our beach tent. And it's just a regular tent that you see at a wedding. But it's our special space, and you cannot enter our space unless you are part of our Swinkation group. And so folks walk by it, they'll see it all the time. We love to tell people what Swinkation is going on, but we'll put some kink toys in there a lot of times. We sit down in there and we all meet together. It's a great beacon of a meeting place. Say, hey, we'll meet at the beach tent at 4:30 for the sunset pictures or whatever. But that night, that's where we kind of have our social time. So after dinners, we usually come together and we do something specific in the evening. A lot of times it may just be a topic that we're going to be talking about something. What we really love is being able to create a safe space and place for people to come and learn and grow. And there are so many questions people have about open relationships and the swinger lifestyle, and so many questions about kink and BDSM. And I personally have a ton of questions. And I wanted to be able to ask the questions that I find it really hard to ask because I don't know how I might say something wrong, or I don't want to offend somebody, but I want to learn more. And so we set up these times to have these conversations, to really have conversations that are open and thoughtful and caring. But we can ask those hard questions because it's a safe space and a safe place. And I can find out, why does someone really like this? Why are they interested in this? For instance, might even be rope work. Why do we love rope work? Why would somebody want to hang from a tree? Why would you want to do that to your body?
And it's especially powerful because it is a smaller group. It's a more intimate setting. You get to know everybody. So, as the week progresses, now you're asking your friend. You're not asking some random person. And you can get more real responses.
Absolutely. And we become very open and honest with each other. And that's what it's all about. And it's the connections, the relationships. We talk about, you come in as guests, we all leave as family. We really do. It's just an amazing, amazing week. Shoot, I was going to say something. It was something that you had said earlier about our times when we all meet together.
Swinkation topics.
Yeah, the topics and the conversations. I don't remember. It'll come back. It'll come back.
Excursions.
Oh, excursions. Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Lazarus. No, go ahead.
I was going to bring that up. It's like you mentioned excursions, but we haven't taled about some details around that.
Yes, that was on the other one. Yeah. So we also do plan a couple of excursions. They are additional, but we try and plan 2 different ones. This year, the ones that we're aiming for are the Sunset Cruise, the Catamaran Sunset Cruise, and the Waterfalls hiking trip. We normally will do one, I think one's like on Monday and one's on Wednesday, just depends on when they can get in our groups. The Sunset Catamaran Cruise is one of my absolute favorites. And I always ask that we do that one when we have an event. And if we're at an event, it's always one that I go to. This particular group, when we do it at Swinkation, we get to go out on the catamaran. If it's our private group, we get to be naked if we want to. It's naked as you want to be. You don't have to be, but you get to be naked if you would like. And we even took rope last time that we went on our cruise, and we did some rope work on the boat, and we're able to take a few pictures.
Actually, there's normally 2 or 3 people doing rope work on the boat. Yeah,
mermaid ties are very popular on the boat to then get, because the boat has this like kind of cool deck area that you can it's like a net.
It's kind of like
it's a net hammock. And so like a net hammock thing. So the ladies get their mermaid ties and they lay on the net hammock, and it's really cool. But that's just the boat ride. And then what we normally do is either we'll go snorkeling. We also went swimming in the caves, which were the actual caves they used in Pirates of the Caribbean. And if we can do that again, cool. We will do that for y'all if we can. It's just sometimes the weather and the tides are not in our favor, but we went and it was just, so awesome. And then, or you go to Rick's, Rick's Cafe, where they do the jumping off the cliffs, like in every Elvis movie ever. If he wasn't in Hawaii, he probably was in the grill jumping off those cliffs. But we go into Rick's and make a stop there as well. And then when we come back, the sunset is happening. So we get, again, amazing pictures. On that trip, it's open bar. That's also included. And that's just, it's a fun 3 hour, I think it's about 3 hours, 2.5 or 3 hours. The falls trip, the other one that we're seeing about planning and doing is one where you actually walk up through the waterfalls. You go into the pools and you walk up the falls. And so there's a lot of places where you can go underneath and go into caves, and there's a lot of places for rock climbing. There's a lot of places for jumping off. The amazing folks that are there to help us on that tour are great about showing us where to go and what to do. Also great opportunities for photos.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun. And those trips are really great because, again, I think Phoenix talked about it earlier, but on those trips, you're kind of out of your element. It's a little bit of a different thing. We're not sitting at Hedo. And so you get to kind of know people in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's what we really love about the excursions. So we always recommend people do them. You don't have to do them. What we do is when there's excursion times, we don't plan any education. But not everybody goes on the excursion. So what we will also do is we hold what we call unconferences. And so an unconference might be something where somebody has a really great hobby of making floggers. And let's say they want to show off their floggers, or they want to talk about making floggers. And it's not really something that we have on the schedule, and not something that we're going to be talking about. But if someone's interested, they can all say, hey, we're going to meet at the tent and we're going to talk about making floggers at 1 o'clock in this afternoon or something like that. We have time set aside for that too. If anything things like that happen, it's all about you guys and what you want and how you want to make your adventure. We will fill up every minute if you want us to.
Oh, yeah,
we have things to do, but you don't have to.
But we do encourage people to go on the excursions because of what you said. It's another part of getting to know these people as real human beings, getting comfortable with them so you can ask intimate questions and get honest, real answers back. So we do encourage you to go. It's not required, but
right.
It's a great part of the whole week-long package.
Right. I wanted to say hi to Anton, who said hello to us in the chat over there. So hi, Anton. Thanks for joining us and saying hello. Hi again. If you guys do have any questions or anything that you want to know, please, you can put it in the chat and we will get to it. But what was there anything else that we were going to talk about on that?
Seems like there was. Let me think about it.
Lazarus, did we miss anything that we talked about earlier?
One of the things that we do want to hit on is, again, for people who are coming to this from one community or the other, the expectation here is that you do what you want to do and you don't do what you don't want to do. So, if you're coming to this from a kink perspective, you're wanting to learn more about the swinger kind of world, but you don't necessarily know if you want to partake in that, you don't have to. You can come here just to hang out with a bunch of people, learn a bunch of great stuff, have a nice vacation in a gorgeous place, and that's it. If you would like to learn more about it, if you'd like to experiment a little bit, you can make those decisions. But nobody's going to be pressuring you to do anything you don't want to do. This is your vacation.
Yep.
Yes, thank you for pointing that out, which reminded us about not doing something that you don't want to do. So Hedo is a clothing optional resort. For the most part, they actually have part of their resort that is nude only. And so if you are staying on that side of the resort, you basically have to be nude when you're on that side of the resort. The only time that you're not is when you're coming to dinner, because you can't be naked in the dining room. So you can walk to the paths with your clothes on, but they do have a nude side, and they're very particular about the fact that they want you to be nude.
There's a tree on the beach with a sign nailed to it that said, "Stop. Take all your clothes off here." And right across the beach, there's a guard. Usually, and if you don't stop and take your clothes off, he'll stop you and ask you politely to take your clothes off.
To be nude on the nude side. The other side, they affectionately call the prude side, which I just love because I call myself the world's prudiest swinger and probably the world's prudiest kinkster too. But so I like to stay on the prude side when we go. The difference, though, is the prude side, you can be naked on the prude side whenever you want. Also, the resort is 100% clothing optional, but it's as naked as you want to be or as clothed as you want to be. So you really have that opportunity as well. I do see that Dennis asked, thank you. I do see that Dennis asked if there's a no alcohol package. There is not. It is all included. So it's whether you choose to drink or not, you clearly do not have to, but it's just part of what the resort does. Of these all-inclusive resorts, it's all inclusive. So they unfortunately don't have something that's different for that. But wanted to tell, so the nude side, the prude side, yes. So if you stay on the prude side, you can be as naked as you would like. And then the main areas of the resort are mostly clothing optional as well. So
yeah, the only part that the beach and the main party pool, the main social pool, they're pretty strict on the no clothing on those two areas. The main party pool has a walk-up bar, and that's where they do all of the pool games and activities during the day. This is all just daily Hedo stuff. And you're welcome to take advantage of that all you'd like. And then they also have the hot tub there. And usually around 2 a.m, that's where you'll find us.
Yeah. I'm actually in bed at 2 a.m. I try to get there at midnight so that I can be in bed at 2 a.m. In theory, that's what I try to do. But yeah, it's a lot of fun though. Yeah, so that's really kind of it. That is that. Then we do our evening time, our social time together with the group. And then I do want to also say, so again, Hedo being a very sex positive and open hedonistic place and space, they are very open and sex positive. It's a great place if you're an exhibitionist or a voyeur, actually. You're more than welcome to have some socializing time, some fun time, some play time. Really kind of all over the resort. There's cabana beds, there's places to go. They do have a small area that is their kind of playroom area that also has a very tiny dungeon. But as a matter of fact, it's so small, I don't even think you could flog in it. That's
the running joke. There isn't enough room to swing a flogger.
Yeah. So we take care of that by having our stuff out at the tent, but there is a space for that. And then there's also play areas. People have sex in all sorts of different areas, and there's things like that. So there's plenty of places like that as well, just all over the resort. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so that's really all I can think about for talking about what Swinkation is. Again, we are here to answer any of your questions. If you want to reach out to us, we're going to put the information in the comments below. We also have it up on the screen there in the chat for our Instagram. If you have any questions, we're happy to fill you in on everything about what the event is, how it works, and what we do and what the classes are going to be. You can also check out our website. There's more of a listing of all the presenters that are going to be there. And we will eventually, if the titles of the classes aren't up yet, they will be. But it's a pretty robust schedule for a week. It's a pretty robust schedule, and there's something for everybody. There truly is something for everybody. I think, Lazarus, you pointed it out really well. There is a ton of stuff for the Kinkster side. There's a ton of stuff for the swinger side. So if you're doing both sides, there will be just so much information, so much stuff for you to be able to do. But the bottom line, again, we can't tell you enough. It's your vacation. We want you to have the vacation that you want. So we just hope you're going to hang out with us and have fun. You will have an amazing time. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
But yeah. So, so Lazarus, do you have anything else that you would like to say? I do know that if you book through Lazarus and use this code, you get a little bit of a discount. So make sure that you get that. Make sure you get his code. You get a discount on the price, but also a special bonus. Do you want to talk a little bit about what the bonus is?
Yeah, the organization has this special thing they allow us to do. So it gives you a discount, but it also gives you some benefits on top of it. So not only do you get that discount, which stacks if you have more than one person in the room, but you also get, for the first 5 people who sign up, you'll get an hour of time with me one-on-one. Kjira Blue will be there as well, and we can talk through whatever it is that you'd like to talk through, focusing on whatever questions you may have, building skills or just generally speaking. It's fine. It's your time. We'll also do an exclusive lunch or dinner with the people who sign up through that particular code, and you'll get a couple of free months on the Dutchie as well, so that you can build on and hone what you pick up at the event.
Cool. That's wonderful. That's a really good deal, you guys. I cannot wait to spend an hour with Lazarus and ask him all my rope questions. So I'm going to write them all down and be ready to go.
Did you register with his code?
Oh, dang. I didn't register with his code.
None for you.
I know. All right. I'll have to eat.
I'll be around.
But anyways, you're right, to have to register with the code. Oh, all right. Oh, well. But anyway, so, and we're, like I said, we're so excited to have Lazarus and Blue join us and be able to do this. And this is an amazing opportunity for folks who are on Swinkation to be able to have this one-on-one time and this intimate setting in this amazing space and place. So, so that's really it for us. If there's no other questions in the chat, again, we're here. If you have any questions, please reach out and let us know, and we'll take care of all those questions for you. Right?
Yep.
All right.
Otherwise, see you in Jamaica.
That's right. So we will see you in October.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Good night.